Hi guys, Ethan Netflix Gamer here, and today I want to, I don't know how to put this. I want to discuss the idea of what game genres Netflix games could become big in. Now, as you don't know, Netflix games obviously, at the time of me making this, they offer quite a large lineup of different games, different genres. Obviously, you got simulation games, you got a few other things. You got like obviously you got some RPG games, you got puzzle games, you got color matching games, all that sort of stuff. But to me, I kind of feel like there's quite a few genres missing on Netflix games. And that's largely due to currently Netflix games focusing on mobile. But I want to run through some genres that I feel like Netflix games could become big in if Netflix puts the right money behind it. Now, obviously, you've got the simple fact of Netflix games is obviously it's focused on mobile at the minute, but obviously as they progress forward and they acquire more studios and develop more games, there will be more genres obviously added to their lineup. And let's start with the obvious one. That's platformers. Platforming games are huge on most consoles and most systems. Obviously, 3D platformers and 2D platformers have coexisted for many decades. Well, I say many because like been like 2 decades. They've sort of like coexisted. With companies like Nintendo being huge on both. But the question then becomes, right? What could they do? Well, obviously, there's tons of games from like the Roald Dahl stuff they could make into platforming games. There's all sorts. There's stuff like Kid Cosmic, which could become a fun little game. Yeah, a fun little platforming game. That could also be a beat 'em up. That's another one that Netflix could be using as beat 'em ups. They could do more games that, like first person shooters, third person shooters, action adventure games. To me personally, I feel like Netflix games has the potential to be big in horror games because horror is such a huge genre on Netflix. Why not? Why not focus? Why not make some horror games? For instance, I kind of feel like we could see Netflix make like a horror slash game based on something like The Babysitter. Babysitter Killer Queen would be a great little example of a game that would become a great little horror survival game on Netflix. Where the babysitter's trying to hunt you down, and you can even work together with your friends or go it alone and try to escape the babysitter. To me, that just seems like a good idea. Seems like a fun little game that they could do. And they could continue. They could do many other games as well. Obviously, Netflix themselves doesn't own all the biggest IPs in the world, but they could also do like some action adventure games. Action adventure games based on you know Redfall, not Redfall, Red Notice, you know, Rebel Moon's another one they could obviously make those sort of games based on, because obviously that's a sci-fi thing. They could obviously work on the Roald Dahl books and make a bunch of, I don't know, a bunch of little family-friendly platformers and RPGs and simulation games. And every game just has potential, in my opinion, to sort of go strong in a lot of different genres. I also think beat 'em ups could be a huge genre for them to invest in, just due to how successful a lot of beat 'em ups are. There's just quite a lot of genres Netflix could invest in. We don't know what Netflix Games is currently working on. We know that they're working on obviously a PC shooter game, which we all assume is a first-person shooter. I believe. I don't know if that was confirmed or not, but I know they're working on but we all know they're working on a PC game. So hopefully we can find out what that is soon. Now with Netflix, obviously Netflix Games obviously needs to make sure they've got the expertise to run those genres as well, because that's the mistake Sega made many years ago. Sega obviously tried to make tons of different games on tons of different genres, and a lot of the developers they had weren't the best. So a lot of the games they were making during the 90s and that, during the later years of the Mega Drive and like the Saturn and all stuff, wasn't that great. So hopefully we see Sega, not Sega, we see Nintendo, not Nintendo, Netflix make sure they don't make the same mistakes Sega made, and if they obviously focus on a lot of genres like that, they could obviously do something like beat 'em ups. shooters, platformers, all that sort of stuff in a way where they don't feel they're not all garbage. Not that I'm saying all Sega's games were garbage in the 90s, it's just Sega put out a lot of games on a lot of different genres, and obviously I don't want Netflix making the same mistake. Because let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you think we'll see Netflix games with diversified genres more? You know, what genre do you want to see Netflix pushing into? Like, do you want to see first-person shooters, beat ups, all that sort of stuff? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I've been Ethan Netflix Gamer, and I'm signing out. Peace.